I was born and raised in the United States, so obviously I speak English, but also my parents are from Latin America. So growing up, I spoke Spanish with my family. And also growing up in South Florida, there's a very large Spanish-speaking population. So while I grew up speaking home Spanish, I can get by in basic Spanish, I didn't really take my language skills that seriously until I became an adult. And that's something that I wish I had taken more seriously earlier. And now that I do see the value in it, now I'm heavily investing in improving my Spanish to make sure that I can really communicate at a professional level. I'm a pretty busy individual, but I'm always just looking for ways to advance my career and to provide value to my employer. And this is a great way for me to utilize the language and cultural skills that I highly value to really do that. We have a large and ever-increasing global footprint. I've worked with our suppliers and our customers all around the world. I've gotten the chance to travel to different continents to see them. And so absolutely, for domestic and international companies, foreign language skills are absolutely critical in the corporate workplace. A report by the United States Committee on Economic Development estimates that American companies lose every year $2 billion due to language and cultural miscommunication. Let's take a look at the example of Mr. Willie Ramirez in Florida. He was rushed to the hospital. He didn't speak English. And at the hospital, there was a mistranslation. And as a result, he didn't receive the proper treatment and suffered significant bodily harm. He reached a settlement with the hospital for $71 million. Companies need to invest the resources to ensure their talent that they're recruiting for has the proper language skills. And they need to look for candidates with real hard evidence that they in fact do speak that language. So I decided to invest the effort into getting certified. And so I went through the LTI assessment. And so in my particular case, I took the Spanish OPIC oral proficiency exam. So at first I was a little nervous, as in I typically am nervous before any kind of standardized test, but it didn't really feel that way. And I feel like I had a good testing and assessment experience. So first, it will ask you to select a handful of topics to talk about. Then, it'll present you with about 15 questions, where each question, you're given a prompt. And it will open up your microphone, and you have to report a response to the question. Some questions were pretty easy that you can handle with a very generic understanding of the language. However, there were other questions that were much more difficult, that really demanded a command of the language in order to effectively answer. I'm very happy with the experience. I got my results back pretty quickly, and now I have a tangible piece of evidence that I can now show that indeed I have this level of competency. In fact, I received an advanced low score. I actually want to take the test again in the future to see if I can get it to superior. And I actually would like to take the written version of the test as well in order to see how my writing skills are. Because in my line of work where I want to write policies and contracts and etc., I want to make sure that my writing skills are also top-notch. So I am a big fan of the process, and I highly recommend that companies look into the process.